Hello, Living Issues students. My name is Jeremy Scott. I'll be your professor for this online version of Living Issues. I've been teaching at AGS for maybe almost 10 years now, both this class and several other classes as they pertain to Christian faith and religion and ethics. I've also taught in the traditional undergrad program at ENC in the Department of Religion and Culture. I went to ENC my undergrad. I studied mathematics and minored in education, and then I went on to get a Master of Divinity at Nazarene Theological Seminary in Kansas City, and then a Master of Sacred Theology at Boston University School of Theology, um, where I studied post-liberalism, which relates particularly to this course. And I'm currently a doctoral student at Duke Divinity School at Duke University for a Doctor of Ministry. As it pertains to this class, I also have some experience that I think relates. I've been the chaplain and I'm the chairman of the board for Friends of the Homeless of the South Shore here in the South Shore of Boston, which is a family sheltering ministry, nonprofit, for a while now, 14 years or so. And also, I didn't even say my main profession, calling, is I'm a pastor, a full-time pastor at North Street Community Church of the Nazarene, which just 3 years ago started a ministry called the Anchor of Hull, which is a recovery center and works for and with people who are in recovery or individuals or families impacted by substance use disorder. So anyway, that's a bunch of stuff. This is my favorite course to teach of any course at ENC. This is really Living Issues. Your capstone course is really where the rubber hits the road, and where so many different things that you've been learning and talking about, whether you're in education or business, really come together. Where we talk about, what does it mean, to actually do this stuff in the world when we come across problems and situations and individuals impacted by a variety of difficulties in life, and how do we respond to them? And I think this course really brings it home. It's great that it's your last course for most of you, and I hope you really dig in and just really wrestle and think about these things. I actually like teaching this course with adult studies students even more than I do or did the traditional undergrad, because you guys have been through a lot of experiences of life already. You've dealt with these things. You've had to wrestle with all sorts of topics and issues and situations. And I hope you bring a lot of that into your conversations, papers, and discussions as we go through this together. This is my first time teaching it on the online format, so I'm interested to see how this goes. I really prefer that this class would be in a classroom, but that we can do that. Hopefully, we can still have those kinds of conversations if we really put ourselves into the discussion posts. There are going to be disagreements. We're going to have differences of opinion, but I hope we can uphold the grace and patience and space for each other to grow and listen and learn, each one of us. The main question, as you've read in your syllabus that we deal with here, is about responsibility. And this is an ethics class, but we're framing it in terms of Christian responsibility. And responsibility, we're going to talk about it a little bit differently. And as you read Dr. Severson's book, you'll get a lot of this. But responsibility isn't simply, what your mother tells you to do and cleaning up your room, or, what you're supposed to do, obeying the speed limit. It definitely involves that. But we're talking about responsibility in framing it in terms of our ability to respond. What is our ability to respond to things, which goes beyond simply, what should I do because my mom says, or because the law says, or because this book of rules says, but even deep within my own self and my own faith and who I believe myself to be in relationship to the world and to God. If I have the ability to respond to something, to what level should I respond to something? And so even now, begin to wrestle with that and think about that in terms of who you are, and where you are even now working, and where you might be headed vocationally in the future. All right, that's enough. I will see you guys as we continue in the discussion posts. If you have any questions or thoughts, please do reach out to me. Again, this is a part-time thing for me. I'm a full-time pastor, and I'm involved in a few other things. I'll get to emails hopefully within 24 to 48 hours. But please do reach out if you have any questions. All right. Hope you guys do well, and I'll see you online.